Hello fellow investors and welcome to my P2P portfolio update for November 2025. As we move toward the end of the year, many P2P platforms are stepping up their bonus incentives in an effort to attract fresh capital. However, the standout development this month is far more controversial. Recent allegations surrounding a platform that I coincidentally just added to my portfolio. Was this a lapse in judgment on my part or a timely move toward greater diversification? Are these concerns genuinely material or simply a storm in a teacup? In this update, we'll take a closer look at the situation and unpack what it means for investors. Let's dive into the latest developments across the P2P landscape, and as always, I look forward to hearing your thoughts and experiences. My current investment on Income Marketplace stands at 7,600 euros and generated 64 euros in interest. All my funds are fully allocated across the available loan originators, although that's not really a good thing. As I have previously discussed in earlier updates, I am in the process of reducing my exposure to Current Auto Lithuania and Latvia. These particular loan originators are, in my opinion, among the weakest in the P2P sector, and I'm looking forward to removing them from my portfolio entirely. Recently, Current Auto Latvia released their financial results for 2024. Although there was an improvement in their figures compared to the 2023 ones, the results still fall significantly short of what I would consider acceptable. For this reason, I anticipate that my exposure to these loan originators will decrease gradually over the next few months. I am still in the process of winding down my investment on Lande. At the moment, my account balance stands at 1,606 euros and generated 7 euros of interest. Looking at the portfolio statistics, I currently have 5 loans delayed by more than 60 days, which is an improvement from 6 previously. Similarly, the number of loans in default has decreased from 25 to 23. Although these figures are moving in the right direction, the progress remains painstakingly slow and the repayments are coming in at a trickle. This slow pace of recovery aligns with my expectations for Lande and reinforces the importance of only committing funds that you can afford to have tied up for an extended period of time. It is clear that retrieving your capital can take considerable time. On a more positive note, as someone with professional experience in debt collection, I appreciate Lande's commitment to providing regular updates on recovery efforts. However, the execution of these updates often leaves much to be desired. For instance, in one situation where machinery was used as collateral, the bailiff was unable to locate it. Given the range of GPS collateral management solutions available, it is perplexing that such tools are not employed to prevent these issues. Despite the sluggish debt collection process and the significant number of defaults in my Lande portfolio, I do not anticipate losing any money overall. That said, it's equally unlikely that I will see a substantial gain from this investment. My Fintown holding stands at 7,666 euros and generated 52 euros of interest. Fintown recently published their Q3 2025 report highlighting steady advancement in their development projects alongside a robust performance from their rental portfolio. The platform has implemented some changes, notably introducing a minimum withdrawal amount of 20 euros and a minimum investment requirement of 100 euros. These adjustments are intended as a cost-saving measure to support the long-term sustainability of the platform. While the withdrawal minimum is understandable, the investment threshold could present a hurdle for those new to investing. Interest payments have remained consistent without any reported delays. This reliability has encouraged me to maintain my exposure to Fintown going forward. The platform's continued strong performance has strengthened my confidence in its operational approach, and at present I do not foresee any need to alter my allocation. Not much has happened with my Estate Guru account. I still have over 2,500 euros tied up in defaulted loans. I withdraw any funds that accumulate on the account before the inactivity fee is charged. This allows me for a free withdrawal. So far, Estate Guru has been one of the biggest P2P disappointments, demonstrating how quickly a platform can decline. I hope everyone was able to avoid significant losses. My current holding in Inrento stands at almost 12,000 euros and generated 96 euros in interest. Importantly, these earnings have been achieved without any delays or defaults, which speaks to the reliability of the platform's repayment process. The overall account value has recently decreased, primarily due to the realization of projects and the subsequent repayment of principal. This activity is a natural part of the investment cycle, reflecting the completion and closure of successful projects. However, I have encountered some challenges when attempting to reinvest or deploy additional capital on the platform. One major issue is the rapid sellout of new opportunities. For instance, a recent project valued at €90,000 was fully funded almost immediately after the notification email was sent to investors, leaving little chance to participate. Adding to the complexity, it generally takes a few days to complete the wire transfer to Inrento, which can delay the process and cause investors to miss out on popular projects. Alternatively, while the platform offers credit card deposits, these incur a 2% fee, making it a less attractive option for topping up the account. Overall, compared to other platforms I use, Inrento stands out as one of the slowest and most cumbersome when it comes to adding funds. The combination of fast-selling projects and delays or costly funding options makes it challenging to maintain or increase my investment. My current holding on BioInvest stands at €7,838 and generated €183 of interest. The platform has consistently delivered reliable returns, providing steady performance month after month. This regularity has reinforced my confidence in BioInvest as a dependable part of my investment portfolio. Additionally, recent developments indicate that the business itself continues to thrive. According to their latest operational update for November, BioInvest described it as their most successful month to date. This positive momentum not only reflects the platform's robust operational health, but also further supports my decision to maintain exposure to BioInvest going forward. My holding at Peerberry stands at almost €16,000 and generated €116 in interest. Despite these returns, I have consistently encountered issues with the platform's auto-invest function. Specifically, it struggles to allocate all available funds efficiently, often requiring me to step in and manually invest the balance. This lack of automation undermines the convenience that auto-invest features are intended to provide. Additionally, there has been a noticeable shift in Peerberry's loans offering, with a greater emphasis on long-term loans. This change has impacted the availability and distribution of investment opportunities on the platform, influencing also my portfolio's composition. Esketit remains my largest position, currently valued at over €20,000 and generated €187 in interest. I will carry on with adjusting Esketit size in my portfolio down to a position that I am more comfortable with. I think this is an adequate response to their poor handling of the move to Croatia. Esketit also joined in the winter cashback frenzy and is offering a 1% cashback on new claims purchased between December 10th and January 10th. My position at Estera Estate stands at €8,584 and generated €105 in interest. I actively monitor the progress of this investment via the platform's Telegram group, where regular short video updates are posted. These videos offer a visual record of each stage of construction, allowing me to witness the tangible development of the project week by week. This real-time insight adds a layer of engagement and transparency to the investment process. Despite the engaging updates and visible progress, it is important to acknowledge that Estera Estates operates as a high-risk platform. This elevated risk profile is reflected in the interest rates offered to investors. To manage this risk, I routinely withdraw the accumulated interest each month, thereby reducing my exposure and securing realized returns. Recently, Estera Estate announced that early exit have become available for certain projects. This development allows the first group of investors to sell their claims if they wish to exit before the project's conclusion. However, there are important considerations to keep in mind. The early exit process is not instantaneous and requires another user to purchase the claim, or a portion of it. Additionally, investors should be aware that cashback bonuses are subject to deductions in the event of an early exit. For a detailed explanation of the procedure and all relevant caveats, it is advisable to consult the blog post provided by Estera Estate. I added Ventus Energy to my portfolio primarily out of curiosity and an appetite for higher yielding investments. I have been following the Ventus Energy Telegram group for some time and have noticed the CEO, Henris Janssons, to be highly active and engaged. He consistently answers user questions in a patient and detailed manner, which creates a positive impression. That said, as investors, we all know that impressions alone are not sufficient grounds for making or maintaining an investment decision. Consequently, I conducted my own due diligence. My primary concern relates to the company's limited track record and the structure of its financing. Specifically, the loans are mezzanine in nature, which means that in the event of insolvency, mezzanine lenders are repaid only after senior lenders. This inherently increases risk. Another point of concern is the involvement of Yanis Tima, the CEO of Crowdester, who has developed a negative reputation within the peer-to-peer investing community due to past issues related to investor fund management. My current exposure to Ventus Energy is relatively modest, amounting to a little over 4,000 euros. From this investment, I have received a total of 240 euros. This consists of 30 euros of interest and 210 euros in cashback. The cashback incentive is undeniably attractive. However, it should be viewed with caution. While it enhances headline returns, it can be misleading as the cashback may be forfeited if you decide to exit the investment early. But there is a trick in the early exit. It's not instant, but it hinges on another investor buying the claim. Similar to my investment in Astera Estate, I categorize Ventus Energy as a high-risk platform within my portfolio. Given this risk profile, I would not recommend it to investors who are new to peer-to-peer lending. The elevated risk was further highlighted by a recent blog post from Karsten Philip Aichholz, who alleged certain irregularities at Ventus Energy. In response, the company acted promptly by publishing a rebuttal, organizing a call with investors, and announcing the commissioning of an internationally reputable independent audit firm to review the matters raised in the blog post. At this stage, and in my personal opinion, Ventus Energy's response has been appropriate and aligned with the one that I would expect in such a situation. As with previous platform-related issues I have experienced, this is now a moment to step back and observe how events develop. I will continue to monitor the situation closely and keep you informed of any material update. My holding on Afranga amounts to 8,767 euros and generated 93 euros in interest. Afranga continues to demonstrate steady and consistent growth, which reinforces my confidence in the platform's operational trajectory. This progress was formally recognized in November 2025 when Afranga secured third place in the Innovative Service category at the Forbes Bulgaria Innovation Award. While awards alone are not an investment thesis, they do provide an external validation of the company's effort and market positioning. My objective with Afranga is to gradually increase my exposure until the investment generates approximately 100 euros of interest. I do not plan to top up aggressively. Instead, I will continue to monitor both the platform's performance and the financial health of its lending partners as the position develops. As always, I will keep you updated on any meaningful changes or developments related to Afranga. My Nectar investment stands at 8,764 euros and generated 66 euros in interest. The financially strongest lenders in my portfolio continue to be Credit Prime Romania and Credit Prime Moldova. As with Afranga, my ongoing objective is to reach approximately 100 euros of interest per month. For the month of November, my total income reached 1,215 euros, which marks a new all-time high for the portfolio. Even if I exclude the Ventus Energy cashback, the income still comes in at over 1,000 euros. The total amount invested has now surpassed 116,000 euros, which is also a new all-time high. On their own, these milestones don't mean much. What really matters in a portfolio is long-term performance and stability. With this in mind, I don't see the two most recent riskier additions as destabilizing, as they account for less than 10% of the total portfolio value. On top of that, the exposure is gradually reduced each month through regular interest withdrawals. Looking ahead to 2026, my next goal is to clean up the portfolio, provided market conditions allow it. This would likely involve exiting both Lande and Estate Guru. Based on the current numbers, it seems likely that I will exit Lande with a small profit. Estate Guru is more uncertain. According to their statistics, my total deposits stand at 8,640 euros, while withdrawals amount to 7,890, meaning that I'm still roughly 750 euros in red. At this stage, it's difficult to predict how much of that amount may ultimately need to be written off. Communication from Estate Guru regarding debt recovery has been weak, and there were no meaningful updates in their quarterly report from the 6th of December. It currently feels as though the German project failure is being quietly ignored. In addition, I plan to reduce my exposure to financially weaker lenders such as Current Auto Lithuania and Latvia, and to scale my investment on Esketit down to around 12 or 13,000 euros. Finally, I want to wish everyone a happy and peaceful winter holidays, and as always remember that investing involves risk. Invest responsibly and never put in more than you can afford to lose.